Good afternoon, traders, and welcome to another great edition of Awesomecallstrading.com. I want to thank you for the next 15, 18 minutes. I'll just kind of talk to you a little bit about our morning trades and setups. Let me turn off my phone so there are no interruptions, and we can go from there. I have to tell you, today, with the penny stocks have been really an amazing opportunity for us to make money. And what's really interesting too is the two penny stocks that ran this morning were really just garbage. I mean, garbage in a sense that the news, the PR, you kind of have to laugh at it. But, if these stocks, we're in a really weird type of market. I mean, come on, a processed meat company that has not even meat in it is worth $4 or $5 billion today with 40 million in rev. That's a problem. Okay. Okay. That's a problem. You know, it was interesting. I was reading a tweet today that Macy's has been around since the 1900s or something like that, has 25,000 employees or 130,000 employees nationwide, and they're trading at 24 bucks a share, and yet this meat company is just insane. I'm surprised it's not 250 bucks already. Um, so right now, I want to kind of go over this really nice penny stock. NBI launches in Amazon stores. Stock was 31 cents this morning, and it's actually was on our radar in pre-market. And what we were looking for was a quick pop and a pullback. We needed a 90-cent snap to get a flush to 50. If it didn't snap, then I felt the chasers were going to chase the stock. Um, but what made this really interesting was that a buyer came in. And one of the things that this room does is it spots that buyer. And I've learned over the years, and I'm talking many, many, many years to get where I am today as a trader. Um, and I started in small cap, and I kind of lost a lot of money trading small cap because I didn't understand it. I didn't understand how manipulated it can be. I didn't understand the market makers, how they operated, how they made their money. Um, I didn't understand short squeezing. There was so much I didn't understand. And I used to be just kind of like a deer in headlights for actually many years before I started pulling the trigger. And then when I pulled the trigger, I would end up losing on probably 80% of my trades. I mean, I was one of the most horrible traders in the beginning years. And it takes, for me as a person, as a trader, it took me just absolutely at least 10 years, 8 to 10 years to really grasp what they're doing and how it operates. And today I'm so proud because not only do I take the trades myself, I really try to explain them. And it's one of those things you could plead to a trader to take a trade in front of you, but at the end of the day, that trader will just watch it because they don't believe it. They don't believe it. They're so into themselves and so caught up in themselves. I had a trader this morning um, that was, he's struggling at the moment, and one of his comments was, a lot of people tell me not to trade during the first 15 minutes, and to me, that could work for you or it could work against you because when you have a stock, and I'll give you an example. Let's forget the penny stocks for a second. Okay, you have a stock like Once, and let's just say you're with a mentor or somebody that tells you, let the setups happen, don't trade anything for 10, 15 minutes, and then let them happen. It's like, okay, that's great. you know, maybe it could save you some money. Maybe it could be, whatever it is. But then there's our trades where you have to understand, like, you can't wait 15 minutes and you shouldn't wait 15 minutes. And that's where a professional day trader like myself will come in and explain it to you. I want you to explain this once. I want you to see once. All right. Now, this trader had the ability to take 100 shares, 200 shares this morning. All right. I saw the trade about right here at $92, $93 this morning, pre-market. You could see the timeline when I woke up. And I was actually kind of laughing at it. But I wanted to see why it was down. Did they get a phase 3? FDA denied them. Could it be that drastic? And you know what happened? Do you know what happened? you almost have to kind of laugh at the headline, okay? I know a lot of you aren't, but for me, the headline was here. It just simply said that, and I want you to understand what it's saying. Here's the headline, okay? Once received a request for additional information from the FTC related to the acquisition, okay, to the merger. Did you hear what I just said? The FTC did not come in and go, you know what, fuck you, you can't merge with Roche. Sorry. That's not what it said. Okay, it said, look, can we just kind of, before we sign off on it, can you send us a couple more additional information so we can kind of get a more comfort and then sign off on this? Did you understand that? Whenever you see something that says receives request for additional info, it does not say the FTC said fuck off. It's not what it said. And so I'm pounding the table this morning. I swear to God, I'm pounding the table in the chat room. Please buy the stock. Please buy the stock. Please buy the stock. And still, no matter how much I pour out my love and affection for this trade and tell you to get in, the trader will stare at it and go, no, I cannot and I will not trade that stock. I will not do that. And you'd almost have to kind of scratch your head like, why? Why? And what's interesting is the trader has no reason except, you know what their response is? Like a lot of you out there that listen to the webinar, I didn't think it would go up. And when I go, why? I don't know. And then they look to push, well, this guy told me not to buy anything in the pre-market. Or this person said I should wait 15 minutes before the opening bell. Yeah, but you're paying me the $6, $7 a day, and I'm telling you to buy the fucking stock. So what's your problem? You know? So when you look at the stock and you look at the news now, and now, what's interesting is everyone's laughing at it. Well, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, they didn't say the merger's off. No, they didn't. All they want is a little bit more paperwork. Okay? It's like you buying a car, right? Think about it. You're buying a car. You're buying a car. You walk in, the dealer hands you the car, gives you the keys, tells you to leave. You get all the paperwork. And then 2 days later, the guy calls you and says, hey, can you give me another pay stub? We're not going to take it from you. We just have it. We need a little additional information to finish the file. But it's yours still. Okay, fine. Because the dealer doesn't want the car back, right? Why would he want it back? Then he has to sell it as a used car. I mean, what if he took it on the road for the weekend and put 3,000 miles on it? He drove to New York. That car's a used car now. He just dropped the value by 15, 20%. You see what I'm saying? You got to make it common sense. So now what this does is it gives all the people that missed the uh, initial investment when it was in the 90s got a shot to buy the stock. So you know what I did? I looked at the headline and I said to myself, this stock is worth $101, maybe 102. So I'm going to tell everyone in the chat room that the stock's worth $102. So buy the stock to $102 and enjoy the day. And you don't have to trade anything more. You could buy 50 shares, 100 shares, 30 shares, 25 shares, 75 shares. You don't need to worry about it. Just the stock's going up. So that's all you need to know. Okay? And so when you look at it and you look at the pre-market notes, it's well written for everyone in the chat room. Okay? This is down 20 points. This is nothing more than a posturing for the FTC showing their muscles. In the end, this is nothing more than a buying opportunity today at $92. Please buy, 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 buy. Buy the weakness. The stock will go to $102 today. Do you see that? Do you see my 16 years of heart and blood, sweat, and tears poured into that call, begging for people to buy the stock? And yet so many won't. Because no matter how much you tell a trader to do, it's that fear of, I think you're wrong. Because I've been trading for 90 days, and my 90 days has told me you're wrong, so I won't trade that stock. I'm sorry. And so then the stock goes to what? You want to see where the stock goes to? $102. Now what do you say to yourself? Fuck? Fuck? I could have paid my tuition in my school. I could have Bought a lunchbox. I could have bought food. I could have took 50 shares, got 8 points, made $400, paid my car payment. And you know what I get? Can I get another trade? Okay. Here's another one. TLRY. Look at this baby. This one, this one had a lockup period extension for, I think it was 2 years or something like that. And they released another 75 million shares. And I don't know if it was to one investor or one individual. I just saw the headline, 75 million shares and a lockup uh, extension for 2 years. So that told me, here it is. Yeah, there it is. Agrees to merger and 2-year lockup with a private holder. Okay, so it was a private holder, 75 million shares, and it was a 2-year lockup. All right, it's a Telray will issue new shares to private stockholders in the amount equal to their current holdings. All Telray shares held by private and all outstanding common stock will be canceled when the merger is complete. All shares of Tilray distributed to the merger will be subject to a lockup on the sales for a 2-year period. Okay, that's really good. That's a positive for the company. That's locking people in at a set price. Investors want to hear that. And one of the things you have to know about TLRY, the great Citron took a short in the hundreds and took that thing down to 37. And over the last 60 to 90 days, the stock has been beaten down. And look at it. I mean, it has been beaten down. It's been smashed. Right? Look at that. Remember the 300 up here? Remember this? Remember how Citron kept adding into his position? Look where he took it. This is a beat down stock. Now all of a sudden, you've got an investor coming in with a large size clump at a set price, and then he's being told, and the group are being told, you can't sell for 2 years. That's positive for the stock and its investors. So it created the stock to go up. The only problem why we called it short in the morning is because it was thin. When you're up thin, you're going to have a lot of people that have been holding in the 30s that are going to want to cash out. I mean, you're at 47 from what, $35 a share? Of course you're going to want to cash out. The thinner it is, the more it's going to come down. However, you have to give it value. So the value to me, the stock was worth $40 or $41 on the pullback. All right. I think the stock will probably grind down around 45, but I was looking for the stock personally on a long. I wanted you to short the stock in case it popped to 48. Don't worry. Look for $41 and then a slow all day move back to highs. You have to understand investors now want to own TLRY. Okay. It protects them. So they want to own it with that investor. It makes common sense, right? Now you're looking at it like, well, that makes sense. Exactly. But why didn't you buy it this morning? Oh, because I didn't understand it. It's the same, again, it's the same thing we go through every day. A trader doesn't understand it, no matter if he's trading 3 months, 6 months, a year. Why I don't understand it? Well, why don't you ask? It's explained and spelled out to you. Again, it's one of these trades that you can pound and pound and pound, but the trader will find a way to say no. And what I'm trying to get at is the simple fact that there's so much fear of missing out. You know what? It's interesting. If you just take the stock, there's no missing out. Then there's no fear. If you just follow what the stock is going to do and the why behind it, and this is positive for the company, then take the stock. Okay, now watch the trade. You ready? Ding, 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 ding. And guess where the stock comes down to? Zzz, 41 a share. This is where you start leaning into it long. You long it, right? You add on dips to 40, bottom curl it, and go long back to highs. And that's it. That's your trade. That's your trade. So if you took 100 shares and you stayed 4 points and at least filled that gap there, you made 400. Okay? See how easy that was? That was an easy trade. That was very easy. It was laid out to perfection. You can't say anything about that. You just have to go, okay, all right. Uh, can you give me another one? Yeah. How about this one? RVLV. Now, I have to be honest, I didn't have shares to short, but I felt that RVLV would probably get to the 42 to 44 area and then fade to 36. That was the object today. I wanted any kind of pop towards the open, mid-morning, whatever. I wanted to cap off at 42 to 44 and then just absolutely fade to 36. I swear I thought I had it. Jenny was shooting out a great call to me and saying, "Great job, AJ." At around 8:30 this morning, my time, it hit 36, 14, 15. I was so close. I was like, damn. And then it just came down and it hit 33. It was a great short. It was a wonderful short and a great long if you couldn't short it because I had this going out of the gate. And I'll show you my notes on it right here. And this is because Citron kept reiterating. He put another tweet out that thinks it's worth 50. And I think he was just trying to do what he could do to get as much as he could for it today in a short period of time. Anyway, this is the target today. I want the gap filled to 36. If not, the stock will shoot up to 42 or more, top off, and then fade to 36, 35 to 36. I would love to get us the gap fill today. And the more it pops, great. Look for that 42 to enter short. And so that was the trade today on RBLV. And it came down to 33. It's not bad at all. We did another trade today, and I want to share it with you. I think you'll like it. The stock was called AIX, AYX, and my friend Ripster played this, and myself, I played this too. Now, AYX was gapping up, and I caught this off of, and if you're not following Palmer, um, I really enjoy his feed a lot. He just feeds me so much information pre-market, and this is Palmer. And if you scroll down his morning things, he gave it to me right here. AYX gapping up 6. Okay, that told me that's in play. I want to play that. On CRM deal with data. Okay, first of all, if you're gapping up on someone else's buying of someone else's company, okay, you're coming down. So I mean, it was dollar signs in my head. Well, I'm buying that. I'm going after that stock today. I mean, if that doesn't scream a trade idea, I don't know what else does. I have my reason why it's up. I have it up 6 points, which means I have range, and I know I'm going to come back down. But before I do all that, I've got to set up the trade. And how do I do that? Well, I take my 16 years of professional day trading, all right, and I put it to work. And what I do is I look at the stock and I go AYX, AYX. So I look at the yesterday's close and I go, all right. So it's gapping up, just like he said, 6 points. So what I did is I told everyone, listen, the stock's going to probably pull to 97 at the open. When it does, go long the stock and squeeze it. Okay, I believe we'll go right back to highs and get paid. When it hits, I believe I said 104. I want to double check what I said live to everyone. Okay, gapping up 8. I would love to gap fill this to 97 and under at the open. Higher if it pops, better the fade. If this yanks to 97 and under, bottom curl and go long for a slow move back to 104, 105 pre-market highs. So you see what I'm doing? I'm setting it up. I'm telling traders in the get-go, hey, if this yanks at the open, go long. Because when we squeeze a stock like that, we're going to get paid. Do you understand what a squeeze is? I mean, you could chase it 100 shares and make literally $200. On AYX today, I played it twice and made $615. $615. Okay? Granted, I went in with 400 shares. I didn't care. I didn't care. 30, 40,000, 50,000 buying power. I don't care. The stock's going to run. Okay? And it sure as hell did. It was a beautiful trade. Why? Because if it pulled at the open first, and I was really eyeing that 97 at the open. If I get 97, anyway, it came around 99. I actually hit 97, 90, right there, 98.22. It didn't quite come down as much as I wanted it to, but once it popped, I was long right here off this flag breakout. I just and it just shot up. I sold it on this push right here. I was so happy. You should I was smiling, almost in tears. I was so happy. And then it pulled again, and then I bought it again, and I chased it, and I sold it again, and it was beautiful. Every entry and exit called out, and then now it's fading to where it should go, which is 97 a share. Really a beautiful trade. And Ripster, what I'm proud of him is he said, listen, I want to break the flag of 103. If I can get a bear flag at 103, I'm shorting it with size. And that's exactly what he did. And he got 97 bucks. He's coming down to 97. A really wonderful trade. Um, Another one we did was I think it was Zoom. Well, we did like AMD. AMD turned out to be a nice one. Let me see what I did on Zoom because Zoom turned out to be a wonderful play. Zoom was gapping up because now, and was also gapping up. Splunk was gapping up, all because the data in Chrome. And it was gapping up 5. I wanted a small pop at the open and then look for a gap filled in 95 and under, then bottom curl it and go long back to upside to the gap. So basically, it was gapping up. I wanted to pull at the open to 95, bottom curl, and just rip it. Now, one thing you got to know about Zoom, it rips. And when it rips fast, aggressive, and quick. And I knew that. So I really wanted to play Zoom today. It was totally on my list. And I didn't play Splunk. In hindsight, I wish I could have. But I like Zoom because we've been playing it for the last couple of days. And what's interesting is Darkside was playing it. And I was listening to him how he was trading it on Friday when earnings came. And it opened my eyes how to trade the stock. So I kept it on the loop today because I saw it gapping up 5. So I knew with AYX I had a play in it. So I just needed to pull at the open bottom curl and go long. And that's what I did. And you could see I missed on it. Let me see. I think I missed by a dollar, just $1. I came so close to what I really wanted. Here's the gap up right here. And I wanted 95, and it actually bottomed at 96 right there. And it double bottomed, so it really gave you the market makers told you, like, this is where we're going to stop it and rip it. And so I went long here, sold here, and then I played it again. And this trade, I made a total of, hold on, let me look for it. Zoom, what did I make? $320. And I traded this twice live in the room. I mean, I don't, I'm not, I look at guys in here and some of them make 3,000, 2,000, 8,000, 6,000, 4,000, and I make $320, but I don't give a fuck. It's my money. It just adds to my P&L. If I make 500 on NBY today and 320 over here, do you know, maybe my AMD trade, don't laugh at me, but I made 90 bucks because I chased the short. I chased it down here. I'm so stupid because I was so focused on Zoom and I had some capital. So I went in with 1,000 shares on AMD, but dummy me right here when I even said that short the stock at 33.70. I told everybody in the room, short the stock at 33.70, add for a pop to 34, and then shred it. And I wanted to come down to 33. It was my own call. God, I wrote this. I studied this. I said, this is what it's going to do. But I was so preoccupied with AYX and Zoom. I just, and by the time, this is what I did. It comes down and I hit it right here. This was me, 33, 31. And I was like, and it pulled. I was excited. It pulled a little bit. And I thought, okay, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for 33 and cover. And then it ripped. And I stayed in it. I didn't add. I had made money on Zoom, and I felt, well, I guess I'll just have to kick back my money on AYX and Zoom on this loss because I was going to cut it at 33.80, and I would have took the $600, $500 loss on it. I was okay. I was down like 400, 430. I was just like, fuck, what a stupid. But I held it because I was so focused on playing Zoom, and then it pulled, and that's why I kept it. I said, you know what? Then I went live. I kept telling live in the room, okay, I'm down 100, down 90, down 80, and then it yanked, and I got my wish. and it hit right there, 33.08. So I was really proud of myself for not getting shaken out. But I only made 90 bucks by the time I covered and everything. So because as soon as I went to go cover, it was right here. It pulled. I went to go cover and it popped right here. This is me covering. So, you know. Anyway, I got $90. So don't laugh at me. All right. And last but not least, I do want to bring up today's small cap. Now, we are well known for just trading all types of trades. And today I got to show my talent in front of everyone on PRVB and white. And I love days like this because I get it all new people over the weekend and they hear about us and I really like to showcase what I know about small cap. And to me, as I pointed out on Twitter to all of you, once I spot certain areas and volume, I know where the stock's going to go. And what I try to do is prevent a short seller because there's a lot of short sell rooms in there that they just nitpick for 10, 20 cents or they size in too much too fast because they're looking at the news at that moment. They're saying this is stupid, stupid, should come down. They're not really looking at the chart. And then there's others that are simply trying to scalp 5 or 10 cents and just oh, it's not ready yet. Oh, it's not ready yet. Oh, it's not ready yet. Oh, it's ready. We don't do that in here. Once we spot stock and what it's doing, we immediately notify the room, long or short. And today it was long. We wanted initially on NBY to simply just short the stock from pre-market and take it down. We said if it broke 90 cents, it would flush down to 50 pretty fast. And we wanted to fill a gap down here. But if the stock started to run, I would spot the buyer. Now, you can't really long a stock until you actually spot the buyer. And the buyer is the guy or girl that has a pretty decent account that's gonna buy 3, 4, 500,000 shares. And he's gonna launch it. He's not buying 500,000 shares to short the stock. He's buying 500,000 shares to run the stock. And when I spot that buyer, I immediately, especially on a breakout, I'm all over it. And this morning, this is your buyer. You see the buyer? Right there. You see him come in? Right there. 858,000. That's your buyer. At a buck 13, buck 14. Then he came in again, he bought the rest. He literally bought basically almost 2 million shares. He didn't buy this block, and this block to go up 20 cents. He bought it to make a move. I know this. Okay? So, and plus he broke the flag off those buys. That told me to run the stock. And not only run the stock, I played the stock. I played it with decent size. Total on this trade was about 550 bucks I made. Okay? Again, I could have played a hero and done 10,000 shares, but I can't do that. I can't do that. I'm just not built for that. I'll take my 500 bucks. Laugh at me all you want. My P&L doesn't show 18,000 on this trade. I'm not a risk taker. I want to trade and be consistent. I've been doing this for 16 years. How do I last in the business? Being consistent, being smart with my money. You know, how would you feel after all the trades I did and then I'm down 1,200 for the day because I did something stupid? I'm not stupid. I'm smart with my money. This is real money. I got to pay fucking bills. I got to take care of my son and my kid. I got to pay my shed. And I'm not going to be stupid doing it. Day trading gives me an opportunity. I'm not going to fucking blow it. But I also know that I need to take the stock. So I took it and I played it live in the room. And yeah, did I get 30, 40 cents? Fuck yeah, I did. Did I get 21 cents? Yeah, I did. You know, but I will not trade ridiculous. And nothing. Look, when I see a guy go, oh, look, I made 98,000 on this trade. Wonderful. That's great. I think about myself, how many times did you fucking blow up before you became that good? Or how many times did you have to go back to mommy and daddy's bank account to get your money? All right. Or how many of your paper trading? I don't do that. I'm human. I play the real world. And more and more, in fact, I'm held accountable for if I would have lost 30 cents on my batch, I would have lost $900. I mean, I don't want you know how embarrassing that is in front of everyone, you know? And it's not like I have just this room to deal with. I have 14 other chat rooms in here. Are you fucking kidding me? This is Awesome Calls Trading. How many of them we trained? I just saw 2 more rooms open that came from here. 2 more just in the last 2 weeks, you know? I mean, and yet they're in here taking the calls and they're trying to sell subscription to you. So I know the power of the room, but I also know who I am. So I don't need those rooms to help me. I know what to do, and that's what I did. And I walked this thing up to $3. Do you know I came back from break and you see here's my break right here, and for 2 hours it did nothing, nothing. Look at my break. I come back right here. As soon as I come back, I put it on screen. Boom! All the chat rooms started going. Oh my God, he's up. He's waking up. And I took it long here, up here. I got caught on the halt. It sold it up here, live. I mean, and I only did 1,000 shares, but I'll take it, you know? And PRVB, again, I can't tell you enough. It's spotting that buyer. You've got to spot the buyer. Look at the buyer today. Where did he come in? Where did PRVB come in? Yes, we had this short. We wanted to short this. We said, short the open, take it to 10. If it snaps 10, it'll come down. If not, chasers will chase it. And then let it rip. We'll get it later. If you don't look at the how we it's the number 1 pick. It's such stupid news. It's the number 3rd pick. All right. A risk study on a 14-day course. Are you kidding me? This is a $6 stock. This is stupid. But hey, stupid runs. And I really made it clear. It needs to snap 10 and under for the fader we're looking for to 650. If it doesn't, the stock's going to rip. I will find the buyer. Okay? And guess where the buyer came? You want to see where the buyer came? I'll show it to you. There he is. He's right there. 15 minutes after the opening bell, he came in. He or she came in and bought $2.5 million worth of stock. Now, this buyer didn't come in here to fuck around. All right? Do you want to know how much money this person just made with his 250,000 shares? You tell me what he made when he sold it up here. That's it. You see the same buyer? Look at the thing. 259,000 were he sold right there at 20. So what did he make? Probably 8 points. $1.8 million on that trade. And we just played it with him or her. Spot the buyer, I'll walk it up. And that's exactly what I did. And on this trade, and I don't care if you laugh at me. It means nothing to me. Laugh all you want. I don't give a fuck. I made $430. I'm not here to hit a home run. I just want to make a few bucks on the trade, be a part of it. And these are the things and the lessons that I've learned over the years that's going to make me a successful trader for the next 30 years. And these are the lessons I try to teach traders in the room. We're not here to hit a home run. You need to get your feet wet. You need to take the trade. You got to quit making excuses. You got to stop being a deer in headlights. You're trading with the pro. You're in a pro's room. You're paying good money for the room. Fucking rock it with the owner and go for it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll take the beating from you. I'll take the harassment on Twitter, whatever. But if I go long, don't be a deer in headlights because I know what I'm doing. Follow the buyer and let's make money. All right. So that is today's lesson for Awesome Calls Trading. Thank you for joining us. I thank you very, very much. And I look forward to trading you tomorrow. All you got to do is click here and you're in the room. For 25 bucks, you could have made hundreds, if not thousands today. And I hope I explained myself and what the room can do. And I am ready for these small cap stocks. Let me tell you something. They are paying some serious money for me. Well, you know, $300, $400. I don't care. Money's money, right? All right. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow.